The planets, as key components of a natal chart, have specific characteristic influences. These influences can be used for further inferences and interpretation based on the positions of the planets on the natal chart and their angular relationships with other planets. Historically, different cultures have interpreted these planetary influences in various ways. For example, in ancient Mesopotamia, planets were seen as gods influencing human fate. The Romans associated planets with their gods, like Mars with war and Venus with love. In Chinese astrology, planets are linked to elements and cycles, while Vedic astrology in India emphasizes their impact on karma and life paths. Each planet holds a unique significance in astrology. Understanding these planetary influences can provide deeper insights into one's personality, life events, and potential future trends. Astrologically, the Moon and the Sun are considered planets, together with the traditional planets Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Ketu and Rahu are also considered shadow planets in astrology. According to Hindu mythology, Rahu and Ketu were originally one entity, a demon named Svabhanu. During the churning of the ocean, Svabhanu drank the nectar of immortality. However, the god Vishnu cut him in half with his discus, creating Rahu and Ketu. In astrology, Rahu and Ketu are known as the north and south nodes of the moon. Rahu is associated with obsession, materialism, and desires, while Ketu represents detachment, spirituality, and past life karma. Their positions in a birth chart can significantly influence an individual's life, bringing challenges and growth opportunities. Astronomically, Rahu and Ketu represent the points where the paths of the Sun and the Moon intersect. In other words, the points where the Moon's orbit intersects the ecliptic. For this reason, they are called the north or ascending and south or descending lunar nodes, respectively. When the Sun and the Moon align with either of the lunar nodes, eclipses occur. A lunar eclipse can only happen when the full moon is close to either lunar node, within 11 degrees and 38 minutes of ecliptic longitude, whereas a solar eclipse can only occur when the new moon is near either of the lunar nodes, within 17 degrees and 25 minutes. Rahu and Ketu have an orbital cycle of approximately 18.6 years, during which the angle between the moon's orbit and Earth's equator reaches a maximum of 28 degrees and 36 minutes. This angle is the sum of Earth's equatorial tilt, which is 23 degrees and 27 minutes, and the moon's orbital inclination, which is 5 degrees and 9 minutes to the ecliptic plane. At this maximum angle of 28 degrees and 36 minutes, a major lunar standstill occurs. Approximately 9.3 years after a major lunar standstill, the angle reaches its minimum of 18 degrees and 20 minutes, a subtraction of the moon's orbital inclination from Earth's equatorial tilt. At this minimum, a minor lunar standstill occurs. This dance between the moon and the sun makes Rahu and Ketu quite interesting as shadow planets in astrology. In the intricate web of astrology, certain points and minor heavenly bodies hold profound significance beyond the well-known planets. This section will explain the significance of vertex, path of fortune, and Chiron as planets in astrology. The vertex represents fated encounters and significant turning points in one's life. Astronomically, it is determined by the intersection of the ecliptic and the prime vertical in the Western Hemisphere of a natal chart. Its exact position depends on the time, date, and location of birth. It typically falls in the 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th houses in the natal chart. It's often associated with destiny and those moments that change the course of our journey. The point directly opposite the vertex is called the anti-vertex and also carries interpretive significance. The anti-vertex represents energies or experiences that are opposite to those of the vertex. While the vertex might bring external or unexpected influences into your life, the anti-vertex is more about internal experiences or what you attract naturally into your life. It also sheds light on your inner world, personal attitudes and free will. The sign and house placement of the anti-vertex can offer insights into how you manage personal power, autonomy, and the kind of experiences you actively cultivate. The part of fortune, also known as the lot of fortune or pars fortuna, indicates areas of life where one can find joy and success. It is calculated using the positions of the sun, moon, and ascendant in a natal chart. If you were born during the day, in other words, on a diurnal chart, with the sun above the horizon in the 7th to 12th houses, it is deduced as part of fortune equals ascendant plus moon minus sun. If you were born during the night, in other words, on a nocturnal chart, with the sun below the horizon in the 1st to 6th houses, it is deduced as part of fortune equals ascendant plus sun minus moon. It highlights the potential for happiness and fulfillment, guiding us to where our true prosperity lies. Chiron is an astronomical body that orbits between Saturn and Uranus. It has the form of both asteroids and comets. As an astronomical body, it is classified as a centaur and the first known of its kind. Chiron, often referred to as the wounded healer, symbolizes deep wounds and the potential for healing and growth through those experiences. It takes approximately 50 to 51 years to make a complete orbit around the Sun, meaning it completes one solar revolution in about half a century. This orbit is quite elliptical, meaning that its distance from the Sun varies significantly, and as a result, Chiron spends varying amounts of time in different zodiac signs. For instance, Chiron might spend a relatively short period of time in some signs, like Virgo and Libra, and a longer time in others, like Aries and Pisces. This irregular movement contributes to the complexity of its influence in astrology. Its position in the natal chart by sign, house, and aspects to other planets can provide insight into the areas of life an individual might face obstacles and where they have the potential to develop empathy, wisdom, and healing abilities, both for themselves and others. It teaches us that our vulnerabilities can become our greatest strengths. These astrological points and minor bodies remind us that our paths are woven with moments of destiny, opportunities for joy, and the potential for profound healing. Mercury, affectionately called the hottest planet due to its proximity to the Sun, is known to carry energies that influence speech, communication, knowledge, intelligence, and logic. Venus, popularly called the planet of love, carries energies that influence beauty, romance, relationships, intimacy, and love. Mars, the warrior planet, carries energies that influence courage, bravery, confrontation, energy, action, drive, strength, and confidence. Jupiter, often called the planet of expansion, carries energies that influence growth, good fortune, wisdom, miracles, expansion, and abundance. Saturn, known as the planet of justice, carries energies that influence stability, precision, hard work, career, achievement, virtues, authority, structure, discipline, responsibility, challenges, and accountability. Uranus, the planet of rebellion, carries energies that influence innovation, sudden changes, unconventional ideas, ingenuity, democracy, and revolutions. Neptune, the planet of dreams, carries energies that influence intuition, consciousness, empathy, artistry, idealism, projections, and spirituality. Pluto, often called the generational planet or great renewer, carries energies that influence transformation, absolutes, power, incredible feats, cooperation, and mass movements. The Moon, considered a planet in astrology, carries energies that influence emotions, moods, memories, unconscious habits, and intuition. The Sun, also considered a planet in astrology, carries energies that influence self-expression, the conscious ego, pride, authority, personal power, leadership, and life force. The planets in astrology bear more than just their names. Their positions and interactions on a natal chart tell a story of an individual's life trajectory and the background energies that will influence their overall life path from cradle to grave. Thank you for joining us on this journey through understanding the influence the planets on your natal chart can have on your destiny. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it helpful. Until next time, keep exploring the stars.